G'day guys, Arcade Obsessed here, and here we go. This is it, completed. Absolutely finished, 100%. I am absolutely stoked. I'll be going through this over the next maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Everything is finished. I owe this to the 164 subscribers that I've got. It's been a massive time in the making, and this is one that I decided to end up keeping. So marquee, artwork, everything's done. All the extra buttons for the Brooks fighting board. We're going to go through it in a little bit more detail. There's a little bit of an umbilical cable coming out there with some multiple cables connected. We'll show you that in detail as well. Here's the cables, guys, on the floor. So it comes out around, up, and then into the machine. There's your power for the PlayStation 4. So, and then there's the power for the actual Vewlix itself. So yeah. And it's color coded, player 1, player 2. So as I said, look, let's pull this away from the wall. I'm going to show you the back inside the actual where the monitor goes. I'm going to show you the monitor bay, where everything's connected to. This is a HDMI 1080p panel. And it's not bad. For the price, it's not bad. So I'm really happy with it. Let's go and check it all out now, and we'll pull it out the way, out of the wall. We'll show you what those connections are underneath the cab, and we'll get started. So thanks for being so patient. Let's get into it. All right guys, here it is. This is the actual back. I actually added a few extra other labels as well. But you've got your stickers that I've created, or recreated I should say. That sticker there. You got some exhaust fans. That sticker, that's one they put on, weight, and another fan. All right, so looks nice. Doesn't take long to pull it away from the back, I tell you. And now I'll open that monitor bay up. So this is the back of it, guys. This is the dual fan setup. And then it breaks out to just one of those little cable thingy-jigs. So that's cool. Pretty basic stuff. And here is the back of the monitor. So yeah, commercial grade monitor, 1080p. That's the cable for the fans. And yeah, you've got your AC, VGA, it's an IC plug, IEC or IC, I can't remember. 3-prong plug like a kettle. VGA, DVI, and HDMI as well. I think there's also a headphone jack there as well. But yeah, this thing's rocking. It's really cool. Back at the speakers. Sorry, it's pretty dark in here, but you know, let's get this PlayStation 4 working. All right, let me plug it back in and screw it back in. Then I'll show you the contacts. This is great, thanks. Guys, what we're going to do, I've screwed the back plate onto it, and I made some minor adjustments. I actually didn't even bother recording that, but anyway. Let's fly down to here, and I'm going to explain what this is. So here's your umbilical cable. These machines actually have a plate. The lighting's not that great. They have a plate, 4 screws. You can unscrew that to let cables come out of it. You've got your high definition audio with an adapter, of course, 2 USB cables, and a HDMI cable with a double adapter on it. Same on this end. Optical, HDMI, and the 2 USBs with a joiner. And they just simply plug together, guys. That's the power. It all gets plugged in together. And then obviously, yeah, you've got your PS4 up there. So let's plug it all back in together. Let's put it back into the corner where it's supposed to sit. And start gaming. Won't be long. This is messy, this job. I didn't know how messy it would be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you're gonna have PlayStation Home, Share, TP Key, Future Upgrade maybe. PlayStation Home, that's player 1, player 2, the same. TP Key, are damaged on the board, I don't give a shit for player 2. And Future Upgrade. So yeah, here we go, 4 to go. Guys, yeah, she's done. More work than I realised, to be honest. Got a bit of a mess going on here, but the Vewlix is now done. I've put 1, 2, 3 sticky zip tie thingamajigs there, just to, reduce weight. And that's ready to screw onto the thing. It's about as good as I'm going to do. It's neat enough. Alright, I'm going to go test it. On the flip side. So player 1 at the top, player 2 down the bottom. So guys, I had to film this. This is actually a true indication that those extra buttons actually work. So, wow, I was a little nervous doing this because I've always got that, oh, have I done things right? So, because everything's sort of nice and neatly cabled, I didn't really want to screw around with that. So, $5, 3-meter cable, bang, into the computer, extension USB. This is a first for me. I haven't done this, so what you've got to do, look, let me just click finish here. You've got to press the PS and the share button together at the same time. I've done the first Brooks, and I know that there is a light on it, yeah. Going to do the second Brooks now. Where's the software? Yeah, so it obviously says press PS and the share button, share or select at the same time while pressing or connecting to the USB to the PC. I just kept holding it down while it was updating and then decided to let it go. I suppose it only needs actually one while you're connecting and setting up. It actually in the corner said setting up your controller and with a big green tick or whatever. I've done the first one. Let's do the second one together. This particular control panel is player 1, player 2. So you've got, I tried to map it like a PlayStation 4 controller with, the home button's so important, so I thought I'd do that first. So home, and then share. I was going to do TP key, which is touchpad, but I put that on the end. So here we go. Home, or PS button, share. I can't remember what I've done actually. TP. I think I've done TP key. Yeah, and the end is upgrade or whatever. That's options. So that's already been connected. Anyway, I think I'll put a screenshot. But anyway, those two buttons are the most important one. Player 1 at the top, player 2 down the bottom. So I'm going to try and... yeah, this isn't going to work, but let me try anyway. So I'm holding down the buttons. Oh, I've got to press start, hang on. Yeah, this works, looks like it. I'm still holding down the buttons. I'll just let go. Yay! Setting up your device. Alright. Well, it's clearly worked. Controller is now set up, ready to go. What we're going to do right now is I'm going to show you inside the cabinet, inside the control panel, what I've done to actually connect those Brooks boards up. It's all connected, ready to turn on. and this will be the last bit of, I haven't actually tested this yet. The first part of testing with connecting and updating it on the computer, that worked really well. So I'm crossing my fingers. The good old multimeter shouldn't lie, and that's how I routed these wires on the control panel down to the Brooks boards. All right, without any further ado, let's get into it, and we'll go from there. In fact, what I'll do is I'll just show you this now. So as you can see, it's as neat as it can possibly get. These are branching out into the control panel, and I made some cables here. Very long and tedious job. This is the original controllers for the Pandora's box. That's for the light. So that's plugged in. Yellow, of course, is color coded for number 1, and then player 2. So, you know, I did that. Had a couple of issues around here, but I managed to fix it, and yeah, that's all done. Guys, this is what it actually looks like with the other flap lift up, with all the other buttons underneath it. And as you can see, the 2 cables for the player 1, player 2, they go there around and then underneath. So, and then there's a third Molex connecting the other extra buttons up. So as you can see, yeah, a lot of work's gone into it. Very, very happy with it, and yeah, let's get started. Alright guys, this is inside the cab. So I relocated those buttons. This is the coin Mac. I added a sticky there just to help with support. I added those red and green buttons. They were actually located there that you can see in a previous video. I redid the power because wow, I was quite shocked when I saw probably 2mm of wire just connected to those terminals. That's all it was. It wasn't even wrapped around, and I almost freaked out. So I got a double adapter cable from Bunnings, and yeah, did all that. So Pandora's box 4S, I think it is, SLG 3000. Just did a little bit of cable management, as good as it can get, and we'll go to the back. Another sticky that I've put in there. Amplifier, and then the amplifiers, I redid all that. And that's it there, and then you'll see the Toslink audio digital stuff. And then like a USB thing there to power up that. Down here is where all the magic happens. There's your 2 Brooks fighting boards, all cabled up, all connected at the back. And yeah, I'm really hoping this is going to work. So let's cross our fingers and we'll go from there. Let me print out that button guide on the Brooks website, and then we'll get it turned on. Cheers.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Having a bit of a problem, guys, which is always expected. When the PlayStation 4 is on, it's on 1080i at the moment with a bit of a flicker going on in the top. So I've had to pull it away from the back, and hopefully there is an automatic adjustment, so then I can try and, this is a 1080p screen.
I'll put up a picture of why this is actually happening. So check this out. So this is it, guys. It's a simple HDMI female to female, basically joiner, like an extension joiner, and this was what was causing me the problem. I could get a 1080i image through the PS4, but mind you, it had heavy ghosting. It wasn't clear. 1080p was a lot clearer, but it was only on every 2 seconds.
So guys, it's almost finished, yet the top speakers were sort of bowing out of that panel and it was annoying me. So I thought I'll take that corner of the monitor and push it out a little bit more. So when I did that, I realised that everything else, side skirtings, the little bit there, because you push one part out, everything else is affected, and you know, you needed to screw it up tighter to, and just, you know, jimmy holes that weren't lined up, and it wasn't good. Anyway, so I'm done with it tonight. I'm going to take my time. Don't even know really why I do these things, but anyway, I am going. The good thing is, this screw here, oops, that screw there, that was de-threaded in the wood. I have no idea how I got it out, but I did. So I'm going to get like a syringe with some really good wood glue or whatever, wood to metal, and just inject it. I'm going to take the whole thing out tomorrow, glue that up so it doesn't de-thread again, and then I might put that speaker over there and that speaker over there, see what happens. You're not going to be able to tell on camera, but it bows it out. You might think I'm silly, but yeah, that's what happens. The bottom's fine. I'm not sure why, but I'm not going to complain. But yeah, that screw was annoying me for ages, then I got over it, and then I thought, oh well, yeah, I can fix that while I'm doing it. So yeah, that's me at the moment, and she's almost finished, just waiting for a HDMI cable, and I thought I'll get some cosmetic stuff out of the way before it's ready to go. Hopefully I can sort it all out. So yeah, thanks guys. Basically what I'm doing here, this is the actual back of the speakers, and isn't it funny, you know, you start fixing one thing leads to another, so you do that, you do something else, and bang, oh man, this is beyond a joke. Anyway, this is the second coat of glue, the glue that I'm actually using, and I'll explain what it's for. This is the price you pay when you buy Chewlix. This stuff is awesome, wood, metal, whatever. Anyway, so what I noticed is this particular material, it's almost like compressed cardboard. It's absolutely disgusting for a speaker box. What do you expect for the price? Anyway, these particular screws, which are in here, and that's just glue, by the way, I couldn't care less. There's no neat way to put glue on things, especially in this particular situation. I needed that, you know, those IKEA little nut clampy things that, you know, they're like, I can't even remember the name of them, but they come in flat pack furniture. Anyway, it looks like they've pressure bolted them in for them to stick out. Now if these are sticking out too much, your speakers won't attach to the panel. It'll just be flimsy and wobbly. So I've gone around each speaker. This is the top set. Bottom set I'm not even touching. It doesn't need to be touched. And I flushed them out just by pushing them back in. Wasn't easy, because then that starts breaking. But the main two were these two. I just couldn't get a tight connection. It just kept threading and threading and threading, and it was loose on the panel. This is the second coat of the inside of the glue. Once this is dried overnight, I'm going to dab some on the outside of each hole. I did a test, by the way. This one here, before I completely mangled it, it's got tape there just to prop it up straight. Before I mangled it, I actually glued it and then drove a screw in it after it had 2 days worth of drying. Doesn't even need 2 days. See the black dot? Because that one was de-threading all the time, so I put a mark there. This was the test, so I put some, there's the original glue. I just glue, wait for it to dry, and I drove a screw in it, and it bonded that ratchet or clamp or mechanism with the wood inside it, because it is a runny, watery type of glue. Bonkers, unbelievable. And I just kept ratcheting down because it was really sticking out. This one, in fact, to be honest, I think this will straighten out the speaker panel now, which is great. And yeah, let's go into the lab and I'll show you what's going on there. Cheers. So I've had to sort of put some order into this room again because the arcade was in the middle of the room. I've had screws and screwdrivers and nuts and washers all over the place. I haven't used this room for checking emails or doing any type of thing for almost 2.5 weeks. Isn't it funny? 2.5 weeks I haven't really used this room because I noticed the speaker didn't look right. But that's me. Not a lot of people would care. Now I find myself, these are the side trims. I didn't realise this actually, but I only had 2 of those screws. If I can't find these, I can't find these, but I've got digital calipers and I took some measurements. They are an M, well they're certainly not metric, I don't think, but they're an M3 6mm. So hopefully I can find a wad of these because these machines have got heaps of them in there for the trim. Yeah, there's some in that bottom trim as well. Where the masking tape is, I tried touching up with some really cool touch-up paint over here. It's a great touch-up paint and it's good for the speaker panels that I've already done. It's not a bad match. Not that great on the side of the cabinet though, so I've actually bought some 3M 9mm pinstriping tape. So I'm looking forward to putting that on and getting that sorted. So there's not really much to do. I really wasn't expecting to do all this, but it's all self-inflicted anyway. Alright, cool. Nice.